This is question number 54 on page 285. It gives us this graph. Don't worry about this one up here. It's not yet. It gives us this graph right here. It calls this graph f of x. Part A wants the integral from 1 to 7 of f of x dx. So it wants the area under the curve. It wants all of this area from 1 to 7. So lots of different ways you could do it. I'm going to split it up into two triangles and a big long rectangle. You could do a couple trapezoids and a rectangle and so on. This triangle right here has an area of 1/2, base is 1, and height is 2 units. So the area of that is 1. This triangle, the base is 2 and the height is 1. So that one is also 1 unit. And this rectangle all down here, base is 6 and the height is 1. So the integral from 1 to 7 is 8. Part B asks for the average value of f of x from 1 to 7. Average value is 1 over b minus a times the integral from a to b of the function. We just evaluated this part as 8. So it's 8 times 1/6, 4/3, 1 1/3. It makes sense that 1 1/3 would be the average y value. There's more y values down at 1, but it goes above 1, so the average can't be 1. It needs to be a little more than 1. 1 1/3 makes sense. Part C says we're going to translate this graph up to, which is why there's a new graph here. If I take all these points and move it up to, that one's at 5, this one's at 3, and so on. And it asks us to answer the same two questions, A and B. So the area this time is going to be everything under this guy here. So all this area is what I'm looking for. Now we moved it up 2. So what was the x-axis is now right here. So all this area up here is going to be what we found it previously. That much is 8. But we have more area under it. This rectangle down here, we need to add on to the 8 that was right here. The rectangle down here is 6 times 2. Plus the 8 units that we have up here. So 20 for the integral. And then for the average value, we would do 1 over 6 times the integral. 1 over 6 times 20, which is now 10 over 3.